do, 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 do. Okay. Just making sure we're actually live. We're going to have to make sure, of course, that the audio is not cutting in and out, and that everybody can hear me. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Just want to make sure that we're actually good. So I'm going to go ahead and check this myself. Anybody who happens to be joining now, there's one person. I don't know if that's me or somebody else. I'm about to join from my phone, so we'll see if that's actually somebody else. I mean, or if this person is somebody else or not. But I just want to make sure that everything's going hunky-dory. I'm, of course, going to share this on social media. So let's see. Okay. Skip my ads on social media. So let's see. Okay. Check 1 2. Skip my ads on social media. I think that's actually working. So yeah, like I said, we don't want the audio to be. I might turn the gain down. Actually, we don't want the audio to be distorted or anything. I just want to make sure that we're all squared away. The lighting in here is perhaps maybe not the best. In fact, let me see what happens if I turn this off. Probably, yeah, it's too dark. Yeah, we need that kind of lighting. Let me see, maybe putting the shade. This is the kind of stuff that I should have done before I came on stream, but that's okay. I don't think anybody's gonna have that big of a problem with it. You guys are very forgiving. But yeah, so let me go ahead and share this so that it's advertised on social media platforms. Cool. All right, sharing that. Connection is unstable. Uh-oh, that's not good. Make sure that there's no distortion. Sure that there's no distortion. Huh. Sure that there's no distortion. Da 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 da. It's an echo. No, I'm nothing should be wrong with the connection, the actual connection. But yeah, let me go ahead and get this sent off. Anybody joining? Thank you for joining. This is our monthly Q&A live stream here at Anim8orkid, Orange River Productions, and I'm going to have an explanation as to why the stream is happening right now, which is the 4th Sunday, I believe, of the month, and not the 1st or 2nd weekends. There's generally what we've tried to do is make sure that the stream happens on the 1st or 2nd Sunday, 1st or 2nd Saturday or Sunday of the month. A lot has been going on in June. I'll catch you guys up in a minute on that. But we're here now, so it's fine. I'm live right now on YouTube, and of course my fear always is that somebody's going to be tuning in and see me looking down at my phone, or doing something that's not terribly interesting. But we'll go ahead and get I'm sure a lot of the regulars in and have a nice fun discussion for my monthly Q&A live stream. Live stream. 3 people joining us now. Thank you so much for joining. This is the monthly Q&A live stream. Ask anything. Okay. We have a comment, a couple comments from A1 Logan Harris. Thank you very much for joining. All right, let's go ahead and get this shared. Hope everybody has been holding up okay during these hectic times. It's partially a reason that the stream has been delayed. Like I said, I'll get into that in a second. All right, we got that shared on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And I'm going to go ahead and share this on yeah, you're right. You're right, Logan. All right. I'm going to go ahead and share this on Patreon for the patrons. One of the reasons that, of course, I've been trying to keep this a monthly thing, this live stream, is because it is a Patreon benefit. It's a benefit for the $5 and up tier, and my promise to those patrons and again people who donate more than that are going to is that I will stream monthly. I considered waiting until July, but I didn't want to miss a month, so that's why we're here now. And there may be changes to the schedule coming up in throughout the rest of the year and beyond. I'll discuss that as well. But my hope is that we can continue to do this. I've got some more gaming content prepared for the channel as well. I'd like to do maybe in between Q&A live streams, or also like we did last month with Detroit Become Human, make that the actual Q&A live stream. But let me go ahead and finish this up, and I will get into why, and I'll probably explain multiple times throughout the stream. Thank you for the person that just liked this stream. Thank you for joining us and coming on and hanging out. Again, this is the Q&A, monthly Q&A, so ask anything. The chat is open. I might go ahead and post a little comment or something in the chat here in a second to that effect. I'm going to go ahead and finish sharing this on different platforms. That's an interesting question. Something that I don't think anybody's ever asked on a stream such as this one. My favorite color bobs between blue and red. And unfortunately, I'm seeing that my connection is unstable, so I'm going to make sure that I didn't actually lose you. Go on. My own ads. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. See, it's I think it's fine. Red is your favorite too. That's awesome. Yeah, red and blue are my favorite colors. Those are just the ones that I've kind of, like I said, bobbed in between over the years. But yeah, that's my favorite color. All right. Again, thank you all who are joining right now for the Q&A. Like I said, go ahead and ask anything, and I'll try my best to answer it. Make it about YouTube, the channel, movies, and TV. We can obviously we can definitely talk politics. I would say I would prefer more of the questions leaning towards entertainment and stuff like that. But a lot of stuff is going on right now that is making the world a very, very hectic place. A lot of stuff is on the forefront of public consciousness right now, and so I'm definitely not going to shy away from discussing that kind of stuff. So we'll we as we go, we will determine what is appropriate or not. and go ahead and share this real quick on Patreon for the patrons. $5 tier and up, you can guarantee that you'll get as a live stream each month. At least one. I'll go ahead and post it publicly. All right. Q&A. Live stream. Hey, Peyton, don't worry. I'll get back to the chat shortly. I'm not going to miss any questions. Don't worry. I'm just sharing this real quick. Come join the chat. All right, live stream and then Q&A. And I'll share that. Publish now. All right, we're good. And get some water. I'm going to be sipping it periodically. Yeah. All right, good deal. And so that tier, or that that's fulfilled for the patrons. This live stream, that benefit. Yeah, I plug the Patreon all the time, and it's because I want you guys to know that there are benefits that you receive as a patron of mine. There's different tiers, obviously, just like any other Patreon page. But you know, I could go one by one, but you can just go to the page. It's just patreon.com/Anim8orkid. And yeah, there are benefits that you will receive, a lot of things pertaining not just to these streams, but also to my other main channel videos, my Star Trek videos, video essays, things of that nature. And yeah, so that's why I keep plugging it. It seems that I have a cat that's scratching at my door. I may need to go address that in a minute if it keeps scratching, but that's why I keep looking over here. Yeah. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's getting real bad, so I'm gonna have to go over here and address that real quick. What you want? Huh? You want to come in? Huh? You want to come in? There you go. I've got a buddy. I've got a buddy here. Well, I don't know if she'll actually show up, but she's in here. So come on. This is Miko. Well, you can't see her, so but anyway, she's featured in some of my videos before, especially when she was a lot younger. She is a kitten that we adopted, or I guess rescued more accurately, a few years ago, about 2017, mid to late 2017. So we've had her for almost 3 years. She's about 3, or gonna be 3 in a few months. So and I just again, I keep looking over here periodically to see if she is gonna want to get back out or not. It's, you know, it's tough because, you know, I can't keep my door closed without having, you know, somebody, a cat, you know, come and try and get in and out. But maybe she'll stay in here for a while. Thank you for joining, all the people who are joining now this monthly Q&A live stream. And like I said, ask anything, and I'll try my best to answer it. I mentioned something earlier about the reason that the stream was delayed, because normally it's, and I know a lot of people watching this are going to hear me repeat myself. I apologize, but this is just for the new viewers in particular. These streams generally happen the first or second weekend of the month, and that's something that my co-host Sarah and I have kept up more or less since September. To my knowledge, I don't think we've missed a month, and I don't think that we've missed a weekend in the first half of the month. But a lot's been going on, and unfortunately, scheduling issues have prevented her from being here and being with me tonight. But yeah, and we actually tried to stream a few weeks ago. What's up, Springtime? How's it going? I'm really glad to have you here. I'm just telling all the viewers about the reason that the stream's been delayed. We were going to stream me playing Spider-Man actually a few weeks ago, but in fact, some, you know, just things have continued to come up, and like I said, scheduling conflicts where we haven't been able to reconcile being able to do it at the same time. So the plan is for her to appear in future streams, and is going to continue to be my YouTube partner if all things go as planned. But unfortunately, it just couldn't be here. And I also have had some technical issues with my laptop. God, this cat over here had some technical issues with my laptop that have prevented me from being able to come on until I got those sorted out. But we're here now, and so like I said, the stream schedule may be delayed or you know, something like adjusted from month to month. We'll work that out. Didn't get an alert from YouTube. That's strange. I'm assuming you probably have notifications turned on for all my videos. But even this is something that's been going on for a very long time, that channels or users that are subscribed to particular channels are not getting the notifications from that channel. My cat has got something, and she is just playing with it, batting it around. I hope it's not too distracting for everybody out there. God, what a joy, what a wonder being a pet parent is. Hold on. Let's take a look at that. It's like a piece of camera equipment or something. It's not really anything sensitive or you know, expensive or anything. It's like a little knob or something that came off like a stand or a tripod or something. But anyway, been reading John Bolton's book. That's cool. I know a lot of people are talking about it. I've seen a lot of people discussing some of the dicey, juicy things in it. I haven't read it myself, but like I said, I'm watching a lot of other people react to it. Very controversial for a multitude of reasons, not just because of this is the thing that she's after, and it actually may not be a piece of camera equipment. It's not metal; it's actually plastic, but it looks like I said, like a screw or knob that came off of something. Yeah, controversial, not just because of the fact that he's criticizing Trump heavily in the book. That's much of the point of the book, but also because of who John Bolton is as a person, his political history, his career as a neoconservative in the particularly the Bush administration. But yeah, it's definitely fascinating times we're going. He doesn't really like Trump anymore after being in his cabinet. Yeah, that's definitely what I've heard. I know there were probably some personality conflicts, but also I think some policy conflicts as well. Yeah, interesting times, like I said. So I'm hearing a lot of stuff about John Bolton in his book. Yeah. Anybody new coming in? This is Anim8orkid Q&A live stream, monthly Q&A live stream. Ask anything, and I'll do my best to answer it. Yeah, there's some usually some topics that I have prepared that I want to discuss. That usually Sarah is here with me that we want to talk about. Maybe not every time, but often there's something going on in the news, or there's something going on just period that we want to discuss. Obviously, presidential politics are becoming increasingly relevant by the day. I'm going to go ahead and get this cat to get out of my room before she scratches something up. Sorry about that, guys. She may come back again. I don't know. He sort of suggests that Nikki Haley may be Trump's running mate next election. That's fascinating. I know Nikki Haley is a very, very popular figure in the U.S. She has a lot of positive approval ratings among both Republicans and Democrats, and I believe independents as well. UN ambassador position that she held for a long time early during the Trump presidency. That's the first I've heard about. Well, it's not the first I've heard about Trump considering dropping Pence from the ticket. But because he was obviously, Pence was kind of a concession to the more evangelical, further right wing of the Republican Party, the base that balanced out Trump's kind of populist-y rhetoric. But Nikki Haley, again, a storied career that she has. So I have no idea if he's going to replace her or not. That's interesting. It's not something that I've heard about. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I do think that Trump is in big trouble, at least the way the polls are going now. Anybody that's watching this, I mean, I don't know what Biden's average lead is right now on Trump, but it's significant, and it's much higher than Hillary's was, on Donald Trump in 2016 at this point. So Biden is definitely the favorite right now. How do you think the George Floyd protests affected the Bell riots in the Star Trek universe? That's fascinating. So any of you who are watching this, that you may have seen my most recent Star Trek video essay, Star Trek's 2024 America. It was a video essay that I made about Deep Space Nine episode, The Bell Riots, where they went back time to 2024 and participated against the U.S. government housing called sanctuary districts that were lumping a bunch of homeless people into these crowded shelters. I apologize, by the way, if my connection is unstable. I'm getting notifications periodically that my feed may be cutting in and out. I hope that that's not the case. And again, I try to check every now and then, make sure that I'm not actually choppy or anything. But because there probably can in the Star Trek universe now. Yeah, that's why I put a disclaimer of sorts at the beginning of my video. I'd been working on it for weeks, months before it was released, obviously, before the George Floyd, his murder and the subsequent protests. And so I thought, man, this is particularly timely because of the fact that the episode does depict police violence and does depict racism, in a way. And so that's why I put that little blurb at the beginning of my video talking about the parallels and just how I think it's still worth discussing this kind of stuff, how it's, been depicted in fiction. But I think that basically, to answer your question directly, I think that, because like you said, assuming that these real life events are still incorporated and still do happen in Star Trek's timeline, I think that the Bell riots would be seen retroactively then as building even further upon the protests that are going on right now, because the protests that are going on right now are mainly about police brutality, and a lot of people are out right now gathering, even in spite of the coronavirus, which I have a lot of words about that. It's been a month and a half since we streamed, so a lot of things have been happening pertaining to both of those things. But yeah, I think that the Bell riots would be seen as the culmination of everything that has happened before: reaction to the Rodney King murder, George Floyd, and then all the other victims of police brutality, other social movements, Occupy Wall Street. I mean, seriously, like all of that is connected in one way or another. It's a lot of it's class based, is the reading that I get from how they're kind of strung together, including in Star Trek universe, because it does talk about class disparities. But I think that everything that's going on right now, there are some achievements that are happening with police reform. Minneapolis has disbanded their police department, and we're going to see how that works out. I'm actually genuinely interested to see what they can do with having actually abolished the department, and they're replacing it with something else. And also the defund the police movement across the country to get people or departments, mayors to, reduce funding, and also state governments to reduce funding, to law enforcement, and actually move a lot of those funds into education, community outreach, social services, medical services, that kind of thing. And a lot of that's gonna, I don't want to say die down after a little while, but I think that a lot of, because, there's still been sustained protests that have been happening, and they have gotten a lot done. I think that in the Overton window, as they say, has been shifted to the left, where you have Republicans coming out in favor of police reform, and the Democratic position, more or less the same thing, but the prominent left position is defund the police. And so I think between now and 2024, there will be, it's, perhaps less constant, protest about the issue, even though it's not like the issue is going away. But again, like I said, the Bell riots will be seen as a resurgence and a culmination of everything that's come before it. Probably a lot of eugenics wars veterans were among the protesters. Just a thought. Yeah, again, and that's also something that I discussed, of course, in the video, the Deep Space Nine video. The eugenics wars veterans, the fact that medical, like I said, Medicare for all is a very prominent demand right now among a lot of people, and issues with housing and healthcare. All of that connects into the Bell riots, the sanctuary districts. It's all connected, and so that's why I think it's interesting to talk about that, interesting to discuss